Good morning, everybody. Let's jump right into some tapping. So we're going to start at the top of the head. Take a nice deep breath here. Take another deep breath, and maybe you want to place your hand on your belly so you can fill your belly with air. Drop your breathing into your belly. Inside the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the eye, under the nose, and chin, the collarbone, under the arm. Okay. Now reach up. Kind of stretch to the side. Stretch to the other side. Oh, feels good. Maybe stretch out one more time. Maybe you want to move your shoulders around. Nice. Do a little bit of gentle twisting. Kind of wake up your body a little bit. And then close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. See if you can drop your breathing into your belly. One of the things, or one of the reasons why we do so much breathing in these sessions is because we don't breathe enough. Like we breathe in order to stay alive, right? But most people breathe very shallow. They breathe with these muscles. They don't breathe with their breathing muscles. They're not filling their lungs as much as they could, and their exhale is weak. So there's a lot of stale air that's sitting around in the lungs, which we want to get rid of. We want to really focus on that exhale and getting that stale air out, and that's a lot of what we do in yoga. Also, in yoga and a lot of poses, it's impossible to not breathe correctly, right? It's impossible to not use our breathing muscles when we are doing some of these poses, okay? We can't breathe like this when we are doing some of the poses. So it's a really, really great way. The other thing that's really interesting is the brain. Okay, I don't know if you're the type of person who kind of hits a wall at a certain part during the day where your brain just kind of slows down. It kind of seems like you're reading the same thing over and over. You just can't seem to focus and finish a task. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. I know it's definitely happened to me many times. But our brain uses 20% of our oxygen. And our brain uses 20% of our energy. So when we're breathing, we're putting more oxygen into the body, and we're helping our brain really optimize its full potential, or get closer to its potential. So anyway, so those are some of the reasons why we really focus on breathing. What we'll do here is, depending on, you're sitting in a chair, you're sitting on a pillow or a mat like I am, let's do a couple of our rock and roll breaths. So if you're not familiar with the rock and roll breath, you're going to kind of gently tilt your pelvis forward, arch your back, and you're going to fill your belly with air. Okay, like might seem a little bit uncomfortable and weird, but fill your belly with air. And then exhale You're going to rock back, belly button to spine. Then you're going to come to neutral. Your exhale is going to be longer than your inhale. Okay, so inhale, kind of like tilt your pelvis forward, arch your back, fill your belly with air. Exhale. Whew. So think about like exhaling even past the point where it feels normal. Like really get that air out. Sometimes you might cough a little bit, you know, but get all that air out. And let's try it one more time. You are doing amazing things with your body, for your body right now. Amazing things for your body. Just paying attention to how you're breathing. Okay, so rock your pelvis forward. Fill your belly with air. Inhale. Exhale. And come to center. Okay. How do you feel? So just check in. How do you feel? You might want to close your eyes and just bring your attention and your awareness into your body. And then we're going to do some tapping. And one of the questions I want to ask you today is, what are your 2 top values? Your 2 top values. Think about that. Is it abundance, wealth, impact, service, charity, creativity, fun, family, relationships? There's so many values. But what are your top 2? Does anything kind of stick out at you? And I know this might be a little challenging without having a list in front of you. Or you may have noticed right away, like, yep, those are my values. So for me, my top 2 values are impact and creativity. I could honestly be creating things, programs, workshops. I would love to do that all day. It would be so fun and so awesome. And I want to reach a lot of people and make a big impact. So those are my 2 values. Think about yours. And then I want you to think about, how have you not been showing up with your full potential lately? So I think, well, what does this mean? So for instance, my 1 value is impact. I have been letting a lot of things stop me from reaching a lot of people lately. I have been letting overwhelm is a choice. Okay, like I don't really have a million things on my plate. Nobody does. I'm choosing to feel overwhelmed, and I don't know why. But overwhelm is something that's in my way. Procrastination is something that's been in my way. Fear, okay? Like the more impact I want to make, the more I have to get out there. The more videos I have to do, the more times I have to post. And I have been putting my selfishness of listening to my fear get in the way of actually getting out there and helping people. Like I'm putting myself first. And right, we all have done this at some point, like fear of exposure, fear of being seen, fear of people, you know, when you put yourself out there, right? Fear of rejection, fear of judgment. Those are all things that we're going to experience. It's like, of course. But For me to put myself before the people I'm meant to serve, I can't do that. Okay? I'm aware of that. And I've taken a couple steps this week to get through that. Yesterday, I didn't care about, hair, earrings, makeup. Like those are all things that excuses that I would use to not shoot a couple videos. Like, oh, well, my hair. Like my hair right now, it's frizzy. I just went for a walk with my friend. I don't have makeup on or jewelry on yet. It's okay. Like it doesn't matter. Nobody is even looking at that or caring about that, truthfully, right? So yesterday I did a couple videos. I batched a couple videos. My kids were home. Probably wasn't the quietest house, but it was okay. I'm not going to put myself before the people that I meant to serve. Okay. So that fear. I also hired a team member this week. I hired a team member and I'm super excited about that because overwhelm is a choice. I don't have to feel overwhelmed. So I'm hiring somebody to take a couple things off my plate, and I'm really excited to be able to do that. So your 2 values, right? How are you not showing up to your full potential? What behaviors are getting in the way of you really showing up the way that you want to show up? Okay. Just think about that for a minute. Who do you have to be in order to accomplish what you want to accomplish? Who do you have to be? In the examples I just shared with you, I have to be courageous. Courage is a choice. I have to be courageous. Nobody is fearless. That's impossible to be fearless. Bravery is a choice. Courage is a choice. I have to be courageous. And I also have to be okay with things not being okay. I don't have to plan a huge long video. I can talk for 30 seconds about one thing and be getting out there and making an impact and helping that one person that needs to hear that, right? Identifying the behaviors that we do to keep us small is really, really helpful. It's really, really, really helpful to do that. Another thing that I've done in the past, which helped me, but then I started listening to the fear and I started getting small again, was a content calendar. So I literally planned out a content calendar for 30 days, and I had one question that I was answering in that video. Well, some were questions, some were little teaching tips, some were stories about clients. Of course, you always keep that confidential. But, who has to hear about what you do? Who has to hear it from you? Who has to experience transformation and growth or healing or whatever it is you do in the way that you do that? Because somebody does. And if you want to make more money, you have to put more offers out in front of more people. That's it. Like, more people just have to know about you and what you do, and they have to know where to find you. And so getting out there is so important. Okay, so who do you have to be? Who do I 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 have to be? Okay, take a couple deep breaths here, just checking in with your body. Notice your breathing. Notice if you kind of have been able to drop your breathing into your belly. You might want to put a hand on your chest, a hand on your belly. Take a couple deep breaths. Okay. And we're going to do some yoga right now. So go ahead and come to the tabletop pose on your mat. Let's see. I'm going to just try to move my screen a little bit. Okay. So tabletop pose on your mat. And we're going to start off with some cat-cows. So inhale, drop your belly, arch your spine, look up. Exhale, belly button to spine. Get all that air out. Inhale, drop your belly, arch your spine. Fill your belly with air. Exhale. Okay. Now come to your forearms. We are going to do puppy pose. Okay, so knees about hip width apart. We're just gonna drop your head. Place your head on the mat. And then sit back on your heels for child's pose. You can have your hands in front of you, hands together, hands apart. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back to our forearms again. You can put your hands together. And lift your hips, straighten your legs. And we're just going to stay here for a few breaths. Notice your breathing. And when you're ready, bring your knees down to the floor. And again, back on your heels for child's pose. And then come back to tabletop. Straighten your right leg. Straighten your right leg out. Just kind of rock back and forth. Noticing how your body feels. I'm going to actually turn this way. Okay. Noticing how your body feels. And then if you want to lift your right leg, maybe you want to lift your left arm for a balance pose. I know computer is a little bit too close to. There you go. So again, noticing how your body feels here. And then when you're ready, bring your hand and your knee back to the mat. Straighten your left leg. Maybe you want to rock back and forth. Maybe you want to try lifting your left leg. Maybe you want to try lifting your right arm. Balancing, again, just bringing attention to your body. And when you're ready, you can bring your hand and your knee back to the floor. You can come to sitting on your heels almost. You can put a block under your legs and hands on your knees, and open your chest. Look up. Yeah, maybe you want to put your hands back on your heels. Just open your chest and focus on your breathing. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And again, just bringing your awareness to your body. How does your body feel right now? Stretch your legs out in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Just paying attention to how your body feels in this stretch. When you exhale, see if you can bend a little bit deeper or stretch a little bit deeper. And then inhale, sit up. Exhale, open your legs. Inhale, stretch forward. On the exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Inhale, sit up, feet together. Exhale, bend over, stretch over your legs, fold forward. On your next inhale, sit up, open your legs. And on your exhale, fold forward. And on your next inhale, back to easy pose. And we're going to lay down. We're going to just do 1 minute, 2 minutes, a little 2-minute kind of Shavasana. Let me put our timer on. And during this 2 minutes, just focusing on your breath. Just focusing on your breath. roll your ankles in a circle. Maybe you want to switch directions. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Bring your awareness back to the present moment. Go ahead and bend your knees, put your feet flat on the floor, and roll to whatever side is most comfortable, and come to a seated position. Okay. And let's go ahead and take a couple more breaths here to close out our session. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Finish up with a little tapping, top of your head, inside the eye, side of the eye, under your eye, under your nose, chin, and collarbone, under your arm. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed our session today. Thank you for everybody who is part of the Adventures in Wellness community. So grateful to have you here, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.